What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Eicma 2024. We are still at the Zontes booth where I am taking a look at their 700cc lineup of motorcycles. First of all, it's the 703F, the 703F, the adventure model. A lot of people have been waiting for this one, and at the end of the video, I'm going to take a look at two different models that are kind of new and also interesting. But the 703F, so the adventure model. It's an interesting and polarizing design. It looks good. You have your LED daytime running lights on the contour of the fairing, and then your high-low beams down here, and also projector headlights. And let's take a look at the specs. So we have 699cc, sorry for that, displacement engine. It's a 3-cylinder inline 3. 95 horsepower at 10,000 RPM, 75 Newton meters of torque at 7,500 RPM. Wheelbase is about the size of a regular medium-sized adventure bike, or actually kind of going to a big-sized adventure bike. 246 kilograms, curb weight, 22-liter fuel tank, 19-inch wheel on the front, 17 on the back, 5 liters per 100-kilometer fuel consumption, so that should give it a range of about 400 kilometers. Now, I did say 19 on the front, 17 on the back. There is also the 21-inch version that has a 21-inch on the front and an 18 on the back. And as you can see, the front wheel is a little bit narrower. This is more of the hardcore off-road version, and this is more of the 19-inch front touring version. The Adventure Tourer and the Hardcore Adventure Tourer. It's an interesting bike from Zontes. They are moving upmarket. They are moving into like proper ADV style motorcycles. Both models come with tubeless tires, radially spoked wheels, tubeless tires. They come with skid plates. They have an oil cooler over there. They come with full crash protection. You have turn signal indicators in the handguards. These are nice to see, but also kind of expensive to replace. But Zontes parts are not all that expensive. You do have the option for luggage, the triple box setup for luggage, as we see on many adventure bikes. Foot pegs, they are rubber covered, but I think, yeah, there's a screw underneath. You can easily remove the rubber and get adventure style foot pegs. The 700cc inline triple here, J-John brakes both on the front and on the rear. So Zontes has gone with this model with full J-John brakes. In terms of dashboard, we got a 7-inch TFT dash. New style of controls from Zontes, so kill switch and start button, ignition, heated grips, mode selector. On the left-hand side, whoa, okay. So buttons for the menus, electrically adjustable windshield, traction control, seat popper, back for the menus. Again, I don't know what this thing, oh, these are the projector headlights. Now I understand. We have our horn, our turn signal indicators, and our high and low beams here. Also adjustable levers, both for the brake and the clutch. 22-liter fuel tank right up here. Seat seems reasonably comfortable. You know what? I'm gonna get on it and I want to see how comfortable it is. Let's see. Up. There we go. Oh, very big and imposing, honestly. Very, very big and imposing, but it's comfortable. And the seating position, I can almost flat foot the thing. This is, granted, this is the low seat version, but oh, this is such a nice place to be. It does feel massive, but you know, it feels good. It's a proper, oh man, that windscreen. This is eye level, okay? So the windscreen is, yeah, it's probably in its high position, and unfortunately I can't get it down, but yeah, it has a big windscreen. You won't need an aftermarket windscreen for this one. Front fork, beefy front fork with adjustable compression and rebound, and probably the rear end is also adjustable. Sitting position, standing position is quite comfortable. You can easily get a standing position that you can maneuver the bike. Space for your knees here to grip onto the bike. Handlebar is high enough. At least for my height, I can easily reach the handlebar standing. And let's see what else. Adjustable suspension on the back. It should have an adjuster somewhere around here. There's for sure that's a preload adjuster. What I don't understand is what's here. This is something like a toolbox, but it has this on it. Okay, this is interesting, and I don't understand what it is. Looks like a toolbox, but it might actually also be an extra fuel tank. I don't know. It's interesting. Rear lights. Well, this is an interesting thing. Normally on motorcycles, when you put a top case like this, the rear light gets obstructed a little bit. And people always get worried about this, so they put extra lights on the top case, stuff like that. Zontes thought of that, and they've added one more light here, so it has kind of a dual light setup. And also the indicators are all the way back here. Interesting exit for the exhaust, so it's a 3-cylinder, so you do have 3 holes, but as you can see, one of them is plugged up. So only 2 are actually needed, but because it's a 3-cylinder engine, they went with a 3-cylinder design and a 3 motif, so they added an extra fake one just to complete the look. Moving to the 21-inch front wheel version, it looks kind of the same. No, nothing different. So regardless of which model you go for, the difference is only the wheels. The forks look identical. Yep, the forks are completely identical. It's an interesting bike, and Zontes is moving up market. I don't know when I'm gonna get to test ride one of these things, but I really want to test ride it and see exactly how this engine feels, because this is a completely Zontes designed unit. And speaking about it, let's see it here. So this is the 3-cylinder engine. It can put out a maximum of 102 horsepower, 74.5 newton-meters of torque, 13:1 compression ratio. And it's such a compact unit. You have the wet clutch here, you have your timing chain here, 3 cylinders, starter and stator here. Let's take a look. Pretty short throw on the stroke. Pretty decently sized pistons, 4 valves per cylinder, of course. Normal camshaft, so nothing out of the ordinary. They didn't go to some weird technology, but you know, that's what gets the job done. Oil filter right up here up front, easy to service, or it should be easy to service. I like it. It should be quite a reliable engine. This is nice to see. This is from the car industry. Ignition coils on top of the spark plugs. This is interesting to see. No more ignition coil somewhere separate. The ignition coil is on top of the spark plug. And this engine doesn't go only in the adventure bike model, the 703F. Here we have the 703R, a naked version with this engine. It's small, it's light, it's compact, it's very well designed and very aggressive. You do have factory tank guard for to protect your tank from scratches. You have a 7-inch TFT display, same styles of controls, but a little bit different, more let's say more minimalistic than the ones on the adventure model, and generally all around beautiful motorcycle. And also we have the 703RR. Zontes is going into the R game, of course, with adding R's to the bike. This is a proper sport bike. You have some red accent lighting here. That's interesting. Very slick. Again, like all super sport motorcycles, you have just a small little passenger seat for your tiny little passenger young lady. Lights on the back are LED. We have clip-ons instead of a handlebar, but we still retain a 7-inch TFT dash with all kinds of modes and uh, all kinds of gizmos. The controls are similar to the 703R. And moving around to the front, very aggressive design. I think the headlights are actually these ones. And these are the turn signal indicators, and you have your daytime running light as a strip going around. We do have J-drum brakes, but now we get twin discs up front, and actually I think, yeah, all of the 703cc models get twin discs up front. This is going to be an interesting. Now, sport bikes are not really my thing, but people that do ride sport bikes, I'm curious to see what are their thoughts on this one, because this is a new segment for Zontes and an interesting direction they're taking their motorcycle lineup. In this super sport version and in the naked version, you do get the full 102 brake horsepower of the 703cc triple cylinder engine. Yep, both of them get the 102 brake horsepower and it's pretty much the same 75 newton meters of torque. So the engine in the adventure model is just a little bit detuned to get power a little bit lower like you need it in off-road, whilst the street bikes get the full whammy power at 11,200 RPM. So they're quite rev-happy engines, and I'm curious to ride one and see exactly how it feels, how this brand new engine from Zontes feels. But yeah, thank you for watching my coverage of the Eicma 2024 show from the Zontes booth. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.